So before you put anything together in terms of the terrain for a town called Despair, the first thing you should do is pull out the Building and Terrain Assembly Guide, open it to the table of contents and generally assembly notes, and thoroughly read both these pages. They will give you tips that you need to best put the stuff together so that you don't have any problems as you go through it. And there are 3 extra tools I suggest that you have available. One is a roll of standard Scotch tape. One is a penknife or some small sharp object that you can poke out some of those small pieces with. And the third is just a bottle of your ordinary white school glue. And that's all you need. To assemble the cemetery, you want to look on pages 4 and 5 of your Zombie Terrain Assembly Guide. The cemetery comes with the zombie expansion. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take the floor of the cemetery. Right? It doesn't make any difference which way you orient it. And the two side walls have the large slots underneath. And you're going to slide those in and lock those in on either side on the tabs. Alright. It doesn't make any difference which way the front or the back of the cemetery is. So we're going to slide in the back wall. The back wall of the cemetery, like I said, the orientation doesn't make any difference. I'm going to slide that in. Get that seated on so the tabs hit the floor. Then one up, one down, slide them in, and make sure with your fingernail that those tabs seat into those slots. Then we're going to put in the front wall of the cemetery. This is the one that has the Boot Hill sign. Make sure that the Boot Hill sign is facing outwards. So you want it facing the outside of the cemetery. So don't put it like that. Put the sign facing outwards. And just like the back wall, you're going to slide that down in until the tabs hit the floor. Push one up, one down, lock them in, then use your fingernail just to get those tabs locked in. So that's in there. Now we want to put in the tombstones. Now with the tombstones, you can put the tombstones on either side. It doesn't make any difference. Just make sure that the lettering on the tombstones faces the inside of the graveyard. So how you're going to start the tombstones is there's 2 slots in the front and back wall that these slide down into. Now these are a little fragile until you get them in, so just be a little careful when you're sliding them down. And then you're just going to push one of them back and one of them forward. You may have to get your finger in there and then slide them down, go underneath, and make sure that with your fingernail that the tabs firmly feed in the slots. And that's in there solid. And just repeat the process for the other side. Like I say, make sure that the lettering on the tombstones faces the inside of the graveyard. Slide those down. You need little skinny fingers to do this one. And then make sure you flip it over and with your fingernail. And there is your cemetery all ready to spawn some zombies.